And all I had to do was going, thank you for coming this evening. Can I show you to your seat? Have you got your ticket? You know, just being Miss Frou-Frou. After all, I'm all, you know, all about me. I've been giving these little group presentations with maybe 10 or 12 people, so I can handle this, these few people. And then my boss walks up to me and he says, Diannia, do you think he can get up there and do a little something before he gets here? He's running late. I went, me? He said, I've heard you do your little presentation. You can get wing it. I said, well, you're my boss. Why don't you get up there and do it? He said, it's because I'm telling you that I'm your boss that you're getting up there to do it. And all I could hear was my father's voice. You will do it. And I thought, you know what? I will. And if I fall on my face, at least I tried. And so I got up there, 300 people in that room. I'm like 23 years old. And I spoke to them. But I knew the material inside and out. It was called the effective art of communication. Well, I better know what I was saying when I got up there. So I talked about the effective art of communication, what they could expect, why they were there. I told a few jokes. Don't ask me what they were until they laughed. I figured, okay, I'm up here, let me tell some jokes. I told some jokes about not communicating and so on and so forth. I talked until I thought I was going to pee my pants. I was so nervous. And finally, through that door, I saw it, the speaker of the hour. I made the introduction as fast as my little feet could and my little mouth could, and I scooted back before my boss could say no. So that was my first speaking engagement, on the cuff, because I had to. And then my boss said, great job. And I said, you don't too, I did a good job. I expect a bonus for this. So, I'm still in sales. After that job, traveled quite a bit, got tired of it, right? And then I went into a different line of sales. Didn't require that I do speaking or anything like that. And finally wound up working for a bartending school, at admissions. And then, remember what I told you, if you keep your eyes and ears open, your passion, your purpose will find you. And one day, one of the bartenders who taught this class did not show up. And the two men who ran the school walked up to me and said, Diannia, you want to get up there and teach this class today? Me? You know that material and what these recipes, and you know what to do. Get up there, you can do it. Okay. Well, I was not only teaching bartending, I was doing a real good job. And guess what? That was my new job in the school. I was actually making more money doing that and placing the bartenders because I was really good. I taught them jokes, I taught them toasts, and in fact, I made them come in with jokes and toasts. I said, next class, I want you to come in with 3 toasts and 3 bar jokes that you can tell in front of mixed company. And that made them come up and tell the jokes. So anyway, you see where I'm going with this? And a little while later, I still stayed in sales, but I always seemed to get in the office and I'd be on the phone, not realizing my true passion, my true purpose had found me. Had found me. On I go. Life goes on. I get married again somewhere down the road. I'm not going to say how many times. It's not necessary. I'm not married now. Let me put it that way. I think it's going to stay that way. But I was married to this gentleman for 10 months. And he committed suicide. And I found his body. that sent me spiraling off the earth for a while. I'd experienced so much death in my life. 32-year-old sister dying of a heart attack, 2 husbands. You know, I used the joke with Edie back there, I don't want to be known as the death diva. She wants me to get up and talk about death. Well, okay, I'm going to wrap this up by telling you this, ladies. Your passion, your purpose will find you. Be open to hear it. Listen to the messages. They're coming all the time. And while you're dealing with the trauma and the drama and the loss, while you're dealing with that, don't lose yourself. Remember that you have to come from a point of compassion for self, for those family members who may be sick, for those mothers and fathers who may be in nursing homes, for those spouses who suddenly die on. For all these traumas and all these dramas and all this loss and all this horrible stuff, don't lose yourself along the way. I didn't. Because I've had people say to me, how did you survive that? Number one, I had to. I made a choice. Number two, I decided that I was going to rise above it. Number three, when I found out that I not only could rise above it, but rise above it magnificently, that the fourth thing is I was going to teach every other woman and man that I came into contact with how to rise above it too. Because you can. And along the way, you will have your passion. You will have your purpose. Let it find you. Because as a little girl, 6 years old, I was teaching and talking to my dolls underneath the fig tree in Kenner, Louisiana. Go back to your childhood. See where those strengths and those passions were. See where it was. And you will see the link from then to now. Don't lose your passion. Don't lose your purpose. And even if you're saying, even if you say, I don't know what my purpose is, I'm here to tell you, you do. You do know what it is. Don't be afraid of it. So if you get up here, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're just, you know that's what you should be doing, but like me, you're talking to 300 people and you've never spoken before and you're about to pee your britches, go ahead and pee them if you have to, but follow that passion. And in conclusion, this is what I want you to know. Your passion and your purpose will find you if you allow your emotional self to bloom. Have compassion for yourself.